and welcome to your Wednesday, June 19th edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm Danielle Turner. Thanks for joining us this morning. On today's show, we'll be making a little treat in the kitchen. We'll be talking with an author of a Juneteenth kids novel and so much more. So stay tuned. Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
This is Necklace. This easy-to-use, non-surgical alternative improves the appearance of sagging skin around your neck and jawline. Made from medical-grade tape, Necklace lasts up to 10 hours, giving you a firmer, smoother look all day long.
This is the one that works.
Starting on one side, peel off to expose adhesive and affix it beneath your earlobe. Stretch the strip around the back of your neck until it reaches the other side. Remove the white backing from the other end of the strip and attach under the other earlobe. Go ahead and take your hair down.
Wow, look at that! Necklace really is the one that works.
Women everywhere are thrilled with the results.
Necklace is my time machine, and I'm loving life again.
Necklace is way better than surgery. It's cheaper and it's easier.
Oh wow, to fight 6 years off here.
I like it. It's like a mini facelift.
Oh, it totally works.
I think I need a box or two.
Use the on-screen QR code or visit sagnomore.com to order now. We even give you a money-back guarantee. Try Necklace today.
Stevie Lee Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
Where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces. Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Today is Juneteenth, and in honor of that, we'll be looking back at an interview that Liz Farron did with an author of a children's book talking all about Juneteenth. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Liz. We have some very special guests on Zoom this morning. I want to welcome Van G. Garrett, Reginald Adams, and Samson Adenuba. What's up, you guys?
Hey, good morning, Maddie.
How did I do with your names? No butchering?
Perfect.
Perfect. Well, I want to explain why you guys are all here. You are all three extraordinarily talented men. We have the author, we have the illustrators here, and this is a picture book, and it's for kids who want to celebrate the joy and all of that great stuff, and it's the magic of Juneteenth, and it's about a young boy who comes to understand his place in Black history, basically, as he experiences Juneteenth for the very first time. Now, Van, is this your story?
Well, it's inspired by my story. It has a lot to do with when I was a kid, being able to experience Juneteenth with my family, the pride that I saw, that I experienced. I literally still get goosebumps thinking about it to this day. So I wanted to transfer that energy, that joy into this book, into this project.
Well, I think it's going to be a really, really special experience, especially for the kids, because first of all, when I was a kid, if there was a picture, I was interested. If there was just words, forget about it. So the fact that there are illustrations really does bring the magic of the story to light for the kids. So that's amazing, Van. And I love that you bring to light something that comes from the real world, because there's always a really great way to connect with your audience or your readers when it has something to do with real life. Now, Reginald and Samson, you are both the artists. I know, Reginald, you're a mural artist, a sculptor, and you do a lot of other art installations, and same thing with you, Samson. Is that correct? You're both a key team member for the visual design in this book.
Yeah, right. So we started, Maddie, the connection here came through a mural that we painted in Galveston in the spring of 2021, where we were invited to basically bring the story of Juneteenth to life on a 5,000 square foot wall. And my company, I pride myself on building a great team of artists to help with that work. And Samson was one of those artists that was part of that mural, which is behind us. And that mural I think is what caught the attention of Van as he was thinking about the illustrations for the book. And as we can say, the rest is history. So I know I'm super excited about seeing this story come to life, knowing that young children for really generations to come will have an opportunity to learn about the rich history of Juneteenth through the Juneteenth book.
Well, Reginald, that's a great way to put it. And I can only say, looking behind you at just a portion of that mural, wow, you guys are talented. That is insane, the colors and the brilliance of it all. And just, I can even see the detail from a zoom into your room. How cool is that? But that's really amazing. Yeah. And then Samson, what is your take on this entire thing? How do you feel about the experience being with these two guys and joining in on such a great collaboration?
For me, it's a great privilege to be part of this story. I mean, looking at it from the point of view of diaspora, then we used to peep through the TV, through the books we read, through the magazines and all that about the story and the struggle. But now coming into the contemporary time and actually being part of putting pictures to the great words put together by Van, it's a collaboration that actually extends the creativity, to the young generation through this book, and also continue the history of the joy of Juneteenth.
You all are very magical, and I like the way you express yourselves. It's really just great. That's what artists do, right? You can express yourself with such a great way for articulation and everything like that. Now, do you three get together, and when you got to start this book, do you all work together, or do you work separately and then just bring the book all together as one giant package?
I would like to say that, we had some early conversations, Van and I, and I really kind of just like picked his brain to really get a sense of the tone and the direction that he had in mind before we started any of the illustrations. But once he, gave that vision, it was really just a back and forth with Samson and I around every single page, every single image, every single character, so that we could make sure that we were rising to the occasion to meet the standard that Van had established in such a powerful children's story.
Well, I think you did. I'm just looking at the book. It's so intriguing. You just want to grab hold of it, which is really cool. Do you recommend this read for children all around the world?
I'll take. Go ahead, Samson. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would recommend it to all children all over the world because Juneteenth celebration, stands for freedom, liberty, and also for me, I also think family and inspire creativity, which spread across all the children of the world. So I recommend it to the children of the world.
Well, I agree with you. I think everybody should embrace this, and not a lot of people might understand what Juneteenth is all about. So why not have a beautiful, creative medium to give everybody the education that they need and the respect and just the knowledge that everybody can have so that everybody is on the same page, so to speak. You like that? But it's just a very, very exciting thing that you guys are doing. And where can we find this book, you guys?
Everywhere that books are sold.
Yay, that was a great answer. Van, you're awesome. You three are all really amazing guys. I love that you have collaborated on this. And what a wonderful way to get kids to just read, enjoy, embrace something. And Juneteenth is something very important for all of us to understand, get the knowledge, and what a fun way to do it. I can't thank you guys enough. Van, Reginald, and Samson, thanks for being here with me on the show, all about the great picture book. It's a magical experience. Juneteenth, everybody, in stores near you. Thanks again, gentlemen, for being here with me. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie. We appreciate it.
I'm not Maddie, but that's okay. I'm Liz. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye, you guys.
Goodbye.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Join us on the famous Leadville Railroad. This historic train ride takes you on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for an afternoon of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Our scenic train rides are a perfect place to bring families closer together while immersing them in the natural beauty and rich history of this picturesque region. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets available at LeadvilleRailroad.com.
Hi there. Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits, eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. June is Pride Month, and we recently had an opportunity to chat with an author who has written a children's book called Frida the Frog and the Two Mommies Next Door. Let's take a listen.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. There's a lot of great books out there to read, whether you're talking about health, well-being, if you're talking about self-help kind of things. And my next guest, Nadine Harouni, is an author, and her style of books is geared more for children, but the way I look at it, it's more about well-being and real life experiences. Good morning, Nadine.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Well, thank you. We were just chatting briefly before the show, how you'd been on a few years ago, and it's so nice to have you back.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to be back.
So your series of books, again, children's books is kind of the category they go in, but when I've gone through and looked at Frida the Frog, and then you've got a new one coming in, the Hat Diaries book, all of these are related to real life experience and those difficult conversations that we may need to have with our children and maybe even with each other. What was your inspiration?
Exactly. So the Frida the Frog series, it is geared for children, but it's meant to also be tools for parents and teachers and psychologists to open up a door to conversations that might be uncomfortable or difficult, reminding kids that families look different and that no family is any less special. So the inspiration for me was me going through all of the situations that Frida and her family went through with my kids and not really knowing how to approach the topic or start the conversations with them.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question on, with most authors, something very close to the heart really inspired this. And I know with your family, because you've got a blended family and some things like that, and the LGBTQ+, how did those experiences really get you into writing these, and how did you craft your book?
So when me and my children, when we went through a divorce, I didn't feel that there were any wonderful books out there that really spoke to kids in a way that wasn't scary for them. So that was the inspiration for releasing, and I just brought the cover to show you, Frida the Frog Gets a Divorce. And then we became a blended family, and we didn't necessarily look like a traditional family. Some of the kids looked like me. Some of the kids looked like my husband. So I thought it was a good way to broach the topic of diversity. And that was the inspiration for Frida the Frog and her new blue family. And then we moved from Manhattan to a suburb, and it was difficult. And my kids had to deal with changing schools, changing houses, and any kind of life change is scary, not only for children, but for I think many adults as well. So that inspired me to write Frida the Frog is on the Move. And then unfortunately, we lost my grandma Helen. And that was the first time my kids dealt with losing somebody that they loved. And I wrote Frida the Frog Says Farewell to Her Fish, where the family loses a pet fish. And it's just reminding kids to remember the good times you had with that person or that pet. And then lastly, Frida the Frog and the Two Mamas Next Door. That one wasn't really so much as based on family or personal experience as it was, I felt an important topic to get out there, because when we moved from Manhattan to the suburbs, there was actually only one gay family we knew in our town. One of my children's friends had two dads. And I just thought that it would be nice to remind kids that There might be other families, not only with a mom and a dad, but there could be two moms, there could be two dads, there could be a single parent household. And it's just reminding kids that parenting comes in many different forms.
I love it. That is so inspirational and just helps through some of those, like you said, difficult conversations and some real life things that are going on. Is there anything that you see for Frida the Frog that's going to expand and it's more outside the 5-book series?
There is. As Frida and her family are going to meet other frog families and go through other situations, I sort of put it on hold a little because I'm working on my fantasy adventure trilogy, The Hat Diaries, but I'm planning to write future Frida books covering topics such as adoption, a primary parent going back to work, dealing with any kind of major illness or disability. So again, these are all topics that are very real life based and meant to remind kids that they're not alone.
Now, in one of the Frida the Frog books, there's 3 little tadpoles, Franny, Frank, and Jack. Do those tadpoles have any of the personalities that maybe your children have?
Little. they're a little. No, I'm just joking. They're slightly. There's a couple of characteristics, and most of the characters are based loosely. The names are also hidden names, such as Jack is based on my son Jake, and Samson is for my daughter Samantha. And my mom is the OF, original Frida, so that's who the series is named after.
Oh, that's awesome. Now let's talk a little bit about the other series, The Hat Diaries. Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So I brought the first book, which was released in October, is The Hat Diaries is the name of the series, and it's called The Secret Life of Ryan Rigby. It's meant to be for anyone who likes adventure books, fantasy adventure, from age 8 through adult. It's technically middle grade fantasy adventure. And and anybody who probably likes the Harry Potter series would probably enjoy this. It talks about a story about a young boy who's 13 who his mom gets a job at a hat factory, and he starts taking home different hats from the hat factory and putting them on before he goes to bed at night. And in his dreams, which he calls adventures, which are very realistic, he becomes the role of the hat wearer. So he becomes a magician, he becomes a firefighter, he becomes a police officer, safari guide. He has many different adventures, and at the same time he's dealing with the loss of his dad, and he meets an older man, Merlot, who becomes sort of a mentor to him. So his real life unfolds in alternating chapters with these adventures he has, and certain things happen that by the end of the book you really don't know what's real and what's fantasy.
Oh, that sounds remarkable. I can't wait to look at those. Thank you so much, Nadine. Now, where can people go to buy these books?
I'm so glad you asked. They can go to NadineHaruni.com. That's all one word, NadineHaruni.com. They're also available Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere books are sold.
I appreciate you joining me today on Good Morning Vail, Nadine. We're going to be sure to check back to you to see that Frida the Frog series and how that goes, along with the Hat Diaries on some of that fantasy type, but somewhat realistic books that you've got coming out. Thank you for this series. Is a lot of advice, enlightenment, and the many challenges that we face day to day. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good Morning Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today.
Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Pop Star Today.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Oh my gosh. If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunity to points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point for this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back. Well, we are in the kitchen and it is time to make some jalapeno poppers. Let's take a look at the recipe.
We're here in the kitchen.
We're in the kitchen.
We are. Kevin and I are having a competition as to who cuts their jalapenos the better way.
No, you can do it. You can't cut a jalapeno the wrong way. So
It's true. There's really just a multitude of ways to doing it.
Wonderful
I
thing to
particularly am avoiding the spiciness of the seeds and the juices from the jalapeno, so I went a different way, and Kevin tried it another way.
I
so.
chose to do something a little different because that's the way I am. So there.
Well, this is definitely a classic and a favorite of mine. What do you think?
I love these.
I do
They
too.
Are absolutely
They are decadent. They are salty. They're spicy. All of the deliciousness that you need. Yeah, it's great. And we're not going to be fancy today. We're just going to make it the classic way.
Okay.
But in a fun way that I've had these jalapeno poppers is you put a piece of shrimp on top of it and then wrap the bacon around.
Now you're getting
fancy.
Yeah.
But we are classic. We don't love the fancy today, so we are just going to go ahead and get started. It's a very simple recipe.
Okay, so what do we do?
So jalapenos, that is
Check.
obviously key.
Got those.
Now you've got some bacon. Also check.
Okay.
We've got the bacon. We've got cream cheese. Football food, in my opinion, the base of all of it is cream cheese. So of course we've got cream cheese today, and then we've got regular shredded cheddar cheese as well. So you can do exact measurements, but you really don't have to.
You don't have to.
Really, whatever you want to do with it.
You can kind of variate it or make it your own signature dish.
It's true.
Good.
It's true. So we did a couple different ways on cutting the jalapeno.
We did.
Yes.
So what is the first, now that we have the jalapenos cut, because I noticed you did it a couple different ways.
I did.
Seeds in, seeds out.
Well, I'm not finished showing
Oh, you're not finished.
our audience
You're going to
how
demonstrate
I like to
how
take
to seed.
how to de-seed
so you
it.
don't get the juice on your hands.
So you don't get the juice on your hands. Now, I cut it off at the top, and then I like to cut them in half because, one, it stretches the appetizer a little bit farther. And two,
we're stretching now.
We are stretching. If you're hosting a big party, you need to make sure you have enough for everyone, and these will go fast.
Okay,
and then I like to take my knife, which I did earlier, and I kind of slice a little bit along here to get the I guess you could call it the core, the spine, whatever.
Spine, core.
And then I just take a spoon and I just kind of gently wiggle my way out through here so that you can get most of the seeds out without having to get it all over your hands. Now this way does take a little bit longer than Kevin does, and you just scrape out the seeds just like that.
Yeah, see, I cut off the end and then cram a knife in it and just spin it out, done. And I've got juice, seeds, everything else on my hands.
It's true, and I don't want to have burning skin, so
Okay.
I do it the more dainty way. But
Okay, wonderful.
Well,
we're talking about the big game.
You know,
Dainty.
you can. Dainty does also equate to football.
Okay.
Details, devil's in the details, right?
Hey, I'm with you.
All right. So then, what is great about this too is
We're on the same team.
we are. Well, I don't know.
Team
We're
8,
two different
TV8.
colors here today. We are a TV8 team.
Yeah.
So we can either Kevin, you can help me finishing de-seeding, or if you want
Or
to
I
get
can
started
sit and
on
ridicule your ability to Cora.
which seems to happen more often
I
than
like
not. So if you want to, we can go ahead and get started on the mixture.
Okay.
So what we're doing there, we've got our cream cheese sitting out. It's about 8 ounces of cream cheese, so one block. Easy,
One
you
block.
don't have to measure it out. Just dump it in
Done.
there. It's nice and smooth.
Part was easy.
Very easy. And then you're gonna just mix in the cheddar cheese.
Oh.
Now you can do this a couple of different ways with your bacon. You know, if you've got some friends that maybe don't eat meat, so you can make these without the bacon,
Or you don't invite those friends.
all are welcome. All are
They
welcome.
are. How much cheese?
You do about a cup if you want to, but really it's kind of up to your discretion. You know, I like cheesy.
One.
I like the idea of cream
cup.
cheese, but I feel like cheddar cheese is also quite delicious. So
It is.
just add in as much as you want to.
And just blend this together.
Just blend it together.
Okay, we're blending.
It'll take a minute to kind of mix it all together, but as you work
Soften
with
it even more.
as you work with the cream cheese, it will soften.
Gotcha. 10-4.
Looking great. And then another piece of this is we actually will be dicing up some garlic. So I'll get started on that here in a second. And then the bacon. So if you wanted to make it easy, you can just saute up your bacon ahead of time, you know, dice it up and make it into little crunchy pieces
Okay.
like bacon bits and mix it into the cheese mixture. Or we're going to do it the classic way. Cut the bacon in half, wrap it around the peppers.
I like that. I like that way.
I do too. I do
The
too.
classic way.
The classic. That's how I look at it. But I love a jalapeno popper. It's one of my favorites.
Good.
Yeah. Good. Glad he's happy.
I'm happy.
But yeah, this is just a fun and easy appetizer. The only thing that's tricky is when you're dealing with the seeds. So you want to make sure that you either A, wear gloves, which we are not.
Absolutely not.
Live on the wild side.
Later on.
You can live on the wild side like Kevin likes to do. You know, he's an adventure, an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
In the kitchen especially.
More of a junkie, but
All right, so we are almost done with these jalapenos. Kevin's mixing that up. I'm going to dice up the garlic really quickly.
Okay.
And then we're just going to start filling our poppers in. Now, we've got our oven heated up at 400 degrees, which is pretty toasty because we want that bacon to be nice and crispy. And then we also want the peppers to soften. And then we're putting them all in the oven for about 20 minutes and it should be good to go.
Ooh,
so
that's quick.
it is quick.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to like crisp it up a little bit more, you can always turn the broiler on, not the boiler. Now we do have a couple seeds in here. It's going to be spicy. We'll try our
Yeah.
hardest, but
Kick it up a notch.
I'm going to go ahead and dice up a little bit of garlic, as we can see, and then we're going to pipe the mixture. Looking good, Kev. Looking
Okay.
good. That's great. And the best part is cream cheese will melt a little bit more in the oven. So I like to crush my garlic. I just take the blunt side of my knife, use the palm of my hand, crush it. Makes it a little bit easier to
You're
dice up.
crushing it. Good job.
I'm
crushing
crushing it. That's my favorite phrase. Did you know that?
I did not. Now we know.
I say it
Everybody.
often. You're doing great. You're crushing it. And I am literally crushing the garlic.
Tim Perot is now known as the Crusher.
The crusher. You know, if I were a professional wrestler, I
If
think
you
that's
were,
what my name would
or
be.
roller derby. I can see
Roller
roller
derby.
derby.
Now, you know, I like to have a lot of garlic in my ingredients, but we'll just do a little bit here. I'm just
Okay.
dicing it up, making it nice and easy. Now, it's always easier to dice up garlic when you have a really sharp knife. This knife needs to be a little bit sharpened. But
it's like a utensil from World War II.
You know, we have a blast here in the kitchen. Yeah. Kevin is...
It's the month of love.
Brotherly love, like Philadelphia, this is the city.
See, if it was brotherly love, you'd completely forget about me. But go back to that segment of when she forgot about her brother.
Oh, you know, when
actor,
my favorite actor is not my brother, it's Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Hey.
He forgave me. I redeemed myself at the end of that one.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't even know.
I'm going to tell him.
Garlic's mixed in here. Kevin's getting the bacon going. So we have kitchen shears, and what we're going to do is just cut the bacon in half, right?
Sure.
That's what you like to do.
Well, there's a number of ways you can do it. You can just cut it in half with the shears. You can slice it with a knife, which I'm going to do.
Yep, just like that. If you wanted to add like extra seasoning into this cream cheese mix, you can do like garlic powder, garlic salt.
Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, a little taco seasoning maybe.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too. You know, that's a great option just to give it a little bit more dynamic and layering of the flavors. But I'd say even just the classic way, you're going to get a lot of deliciousness out of here. Awesome. So this cream cheese we're working it down a little bit more just so it's a little bit softer. And then we're just going to take a spoon and line our jalapenos with the cream cheese.
Okay. I have a spoon right here.
He's got the spoon. I'm going to go ahead and get started. You've got the bacon rolling.
I'm doing this.
And we are going to start lining our jalapenos. So just like that. Very easy. It doesn't have to be clean because, you know what, we're wrapping bacon around it.
Did you know that a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife?
I did know that.
Oh, good.
Can you tell us why?
Well, because like I'm sawing on this piece of bacon and I might lacerate my finger.
So
I won't be worrying about the jalapeno juice that's on it. I'll worry about the blood.
You know, I love seeing how people's brains work because if I were doing the bacon side of it, I would have actually kept it thick and cut it in half. That's how I would have done it.
Yeah, well.
And you would have, you cored your jalapenos differently. It's just fun to see variety.
Tomato.
You know, nothing has to be perfect, and you know, it doesn't have to be an exact science. You just kind of make it happen. It's
just
the creativity and the art of culinary.
Yeah, the kitchen. There's no rules here.
There are no rules.
We were going over that. Yes, no rules.
You know, 0 rules. The only rules that they ever exist in cooking, in my opinion, are when you're baking, because you have to be precise and exact.
Oh, fine. So there are rules. Now you're making rule maker.
Right. Well, I've got a couple of these. I'm just taking my spoon.
We put these in the pan?
Yeah, we'll put them in the pan. We'll wrap them and bake them, and then put them in our baking dish.
Okay.
Yep. And you know, I'm just kind of spooning them in. Doesn't really matter how much you're putting in there. Some of them might be a little more cheesy than others, but that's all you've got to do. We're just wrapping, cutting, scooping, baking. It's all going to be delicious. Make sure that you put it on 400 degrees for 20 minutes.
Check, did that.
And then at the end, if you want to, you can always put the broiler on and make it a little bit more crispy if you feel like it's not crispy enough. But these are looking great. Kevin, you are so artistic and you're
You know what?
rolling.
I love the smell of jalapenos. I just really enjoy that. Great aroma in the kitchen.
It's so great. Awesome. Well, these are looking delicious. I can't wait. Forget breakfast. I'm having a jalapeno popper for breakfast.
This is breakfast.
It is breakfast.
Are you kidding
Cheese,
me right now?
Cheese, bacon, peppers. I mean, it sounds like an omelet without the eggs.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned. We are going to finish piping and wrapping our jalapeno poppers, and then we'll show you what they look like later on in the show. So we'll be right back after this. We're here.
We're back. We're back with our poppers.
I wish that you could smell what we are smelling.
It's pretty mesmerizing. I mean, it puts you into a coma when you smell these.
You know, bacon, always, whenever you smell bacon.
Yeah.
If somebody's cooking bacon in the house where I am and I'm asleep, I wake up immediately. So the smell of bacon, you can kind of taste, smell the spiciness of the jalapeno.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit of the juices as well. And we were hearing it sizzling when we pulled it out of the oven. Man, it was delicious sounding.
About 22 minutes on these, and then I hit the broil for 1 minute to give it that just little crispness.
As you can see, it's very crisp. We've got the bacon looks great, the nice brown of the cheese on the top.
Wonderful.
And you know, the cream cheese wouldn't be browned like that. It's because of the additional cheddar cheese added in.
Yeah.
So.
You know what would go good with these?
What?
A margarita.
Oh my goodness, sign me up.
So
Why didn't we make one this
So here's
morning?
what you do. You take all the stuff you scooped out of the jalapeno. You get a bunch of cilantro. You put 2 cups of water, 1 cup of sugar in a pot, and you let it kind of reduce down a little bit, and you make your simple syrup, strain it, and you use that in with your lime and tequila, and then you've got a cilantro jalapeno margarita.
So you're going to make one after the show.
We can do that.
We are doing it. You know, on our off hours, not when we're working. We're not going to have a margarita, but we for sure are going to enjoy one with these later.
Well, these turned out great. These are a hit.
They are.
Good morning, Vail.
Next up, we've got a special duo from 2 of the best voices in the bluegrass and country genres.
We know you're going to love this one from Melanie Cannon and Willie Nelson. Here's Back to Earth.
Songs our love created, I still sing. And every night we make the rafters ring.
Join us on the famous Leadville Railroad. This historic train ride takes you on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for an afternoon of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Our scenic train rides are a perfect place to bring families closer together while immersing them in the natural beauty and rich history of this picturesque region. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets available at LeadvilleRailroad.com.
I'm Clinton Griffiths, the host of Ag Day Television. Get the latest news about crops, livestock, rural living, and so much more from our award-winning team. Follow the food you eat from the field to the store to your table every day, because what's happening on the farm matters to you and your family. Watch Ag Day weekdays.
Good morning, Vail.
Thanks so much for joining me for this morning's episode of Good Morning Vail. We love to be with you each and every morning. On our way out today, we invite our bilingual viewers to take a look at today's episode of El Informe de Dia, our newest initiative here at TV8, where we share news and happenings all in Spanish. But be sure to join us back here tomorrow morning, where we'll have the chef from Stoke and Rye, a new initiative at Vail Health called Mother's Milk Bank, and so much more. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Hola familia, soy Cristel y aquí está otro día del informe del día. Vamos a cubrir jueves y viernes de este día y como siempre no se olviden de contactarnos. Aquí queremos estar conectados con ustedes porque les estamos dando las noticias del condado. Entonces, si tienen eventos, cumpleaños, oportunidades de trabajo, shoutouts, anuncios, lo que sea, nos pueden dejar saber. Y también siempre estamos activos en las redes sociales, nuestro Facebook, Instagram, YouTube y también nuestra página de web que es tva8vail.com y pueden contactarse con ustedes, con nosotros ahí también. Y a mí personalmente también me pueden dejar saber cosas que están pasando en la vida de ustedes y podamos hacer una amistad. Solo me contactan a crystal@tva8vail.com. Ahora empezamos nuestro programa. Primeramente, jueves junio 20 tenemos muchos eventos y mi primer evento es a las 8 de la mañana. A las 8 tenemos un torneo de lacrosse que ha estado pasando ya toda la semana y hoy es el último día del torneo. Entonces no se lo pierdan porque ya se acaba el torneo y todos los eventos y los niños jugando allá. Y este evento está ocurriendo en la Parque Público de Avon, el Nottingham Park, y pueden ir y ver todo lo que pasa ahí. A las 9 de la mañana, también la clínica de adolescentes que quieren aprender el tenis. Y como siempre, este evento está en las canchas de tenis en Avon. A las 2:30 también hay película familiar gratis en la biblioteca pública de Avon. Y la película es The Trolls, que tiene unas caricaturas. Es una película fantástica para los niños grandes, pero también para la familia porque es muy chistosa y todo el mundo puede divertirse por esta película. A las 4 de la tarde también tenemos el mercado de verano. Aquí está en el Puente Internacional en el pueblo de Vail, a donde van a estar con cosas, comidas, bocados, todo es local y todas las personas están sirviendo comida allá también. A las 6 de la tarde tenemos Lions Head Live. Han escuchado de Avon Live, pero este está en Vail, en el pueblo de Lions Head, a donde la banda, los Other Brothers, van a andar cantando en el Arabelle, la arena de hielo en el Arabelle. Y Lions Head Live garantiza brindar un verano de diversión para toda la familia con conciertos con talento nacional y uniendo múltiples géneros musicales. Entonces suena fantástico, no se le pierdan. A las 8 de la tarde también el espectáculo comediante de Vail, Jordan Thewlis, viene al Sebastián en Vail y tienes que tener 21 años o más para atender este evento, pero será muy espectacular. Y todo el día, el 20 de junio, viene Bravo Vail, que es Sinfónica de Mineral en el Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. So si te encanta la música en viva y los instrumentos, no te pierdas este evento que está ocurriendo todo el día. El viernes, junio 21, A las 8 de la mañana, si te encantan las cosas en la agua, pues no te pierdas Adventure de Rafting durante la noche, porque va a estar ocurriendo en el Rancho del Río en Bond, Colorado, a donde puedes ir a estar rafting en la mañana y en la noche, cuando ya sea atardecer, puedes hacer un poco de camping y quedarte la noche con todos tus compañeras y familia al par del río. A las 9 de la mañana, Vail Health tiene un evento que es clase de cómo cuidar una bebé, y estas clases son específicamente para futuros padres o padres que recientemente tienen un bebé, pero no te preocupes si también quieres experiencia. Puedes ir a esta clase, es fantástica para aprender cómo estar con los niños y qué necesitan los bebés, porque obviamente los bebés no pueden hablar. A las 10:30 también puedes, si te encantan los juegos tal vez de cartas, pues este juego de bridge está ocurriendo y puedes ir a aprender esto en el Vail Christian High School, la escuela de prepa en Vail Christian, y solo es $10 y van a tener maestros y expertos y no importa tu nivel, te van a enseñar cómo hacer esto. A las 4 de la tarde, si te encanta la música en viva, pues no pierdas a Phil Long, que él va a estar cantando en el Vail Chop House, que es un restaurante en Lions Head, en el pueblo de Vail, y hace música clásica, classic rock, que a todo mundo le encanta porque son música muy icónica. A las 6:30 también, si te encanta bailar y tú y tu pareja no tienen algo que hacer, pues hay Flamenco Friday, que es un baile originalmente de España y que te están enseñando cómo bailar esto aquí en nuestro condado, en Aritzia, Tapa and Wine. No se lo pierdan, muy, muy divertido y mucho que hacer ahí también. A las 6 de la tarde tenemos fiesta de luna llena. Si no tienes una excusa, esta es la excusa para ir a una fiesta, porque en Bronze en Avon tiene música en vivo con el Moon Ridge Ramblers, magia, lecturas de cartas de tarot y bebidas especiales o más. O si quieres tener un poco de tiempo con otras personas y hacer magia y ver todas estas cosas, puedes ir a ese evento. A las 9:30, el viernes es viernes de suerte con DJ Fuse y está en Chasing Rabbits en el pueblo de Vail, pero tienes que tener 21 años o más para atender este evento, porque vas a estar bailando, como una discoteca, mucho que hacer ahí. Y eso es todo de nuestros eventos. Ahora para nuestros anuncios. Pues el junio 20 es el Día Nacional de Helados y Refrescos. Entonces ven y agarren un helado o tal vez tu favorita soda, porque hoy es el Día Nacional de eso. El junio 21 es el Día Nacional de apreciar la luz del día. Gracias al sol, me encanta estar bronceada y lo quiero mucho. Entonces, gracias, sol. Y también mayo 10 empezaron un proyecto de reemplazar la piscina de Eagle, y este proyecto está durando mucho tiempo. Entonces, si ustedes pensaban que la piscina de Eagle iba a estar lista en unos meses, se equivocaron. Este proyecto va a tomar casi que un año que hacer, pero van a agregar una piscina relajante, una piscina de entretenimiento exclusiva de 6 carriles y 25 yardas para que hagas natación y practiques nadando. También se agregaron nuevos vestuarios familiares a las instalaciones durante la construcción. Esta piscina va a ser espectacular. Solo tenemos que ser pacientes y esperar para que terminen todo ahí. Y ahora empezamos con los datos curiosos del día. Esta vez escogí a Panamá porque quería saber unos datos curiosos de Panamá y agarré casi que toda mi información a la embajada de Panamá.org, que nos deja saber todos estos datos interesantes. Primeramente, Panamá fue el primer país fuera de Estados Unidos en el que se vendió Coca-Cola. Muy interesante y amo la Coca-Cola. Panamá tiene más especies de aves que todo el continente de los Estados Unidos. Nos ganan en eso. Tienen muchos pájaros allá. Panamá es el único lugar del mundo donde se puede ver salir el sol en el Pacífico y ponerse en el Atlántico. Que yo nunca sabía eso, entonces me sorprendió un poco. Y la palabra Panamá significa abundancia de peces, o significa que hay muchos pescados ahí. Tengo que ir tal vez a hacerme un ceviche o algo. Y finalmente, Panamá eligió a su primera presidenta en el 1999. Y eso es muy espectacular porque ni los Estados Unidos ha tenido una presidenta en su vida, pero wow. Y esos son mis datos curiosos. Gracias familia por estar aquí y por estar con otro informe del día. Ojalá ya tienen ideas de eventos que pueden ir a esta semana y que tengan una semana fantástica. No se olviden contactarme. Los quiero mucho y adiós familia. Chao.